guys, thanks for joining me today. I've had exactly 0 people ask me about my job trailer and how it's set up. So to answer none of those questions that haven't come through at all, I'm going to go over it for you guys. This is basically my sort of setup. I've got a small little pack out set up through Milwaukee. This is obviously my plumbing box from back when I used to do more plumbing myself. Now I no longer do plumbing officially. I hire plumbers to do it all because I don't want the headache or the liability. And in Washington State, if you're going to be contracting residential plumbing, you need to be licensed as a plumber. So I rigged up this box here, which you can see before I put it away. This is I believe a 6x10 trailer. Let's check it out. Yeah, 6x10. And so what I've done here is I built a shelf for my small compressor and my timber tools. And I've lifted up off of the deck by a little cradle there. And then also over here, I'll clear this out of the way. I kind of streamlined this and sucked this in. And what I've done basically is I've allowed myself the ability to fit a 4x8 sheet of plywood in here. So measure it over to the side here. And you can see, gives me a little over 4 feet there. Now I've put several sheets of sheetrock in here, siding. I can probably get about 10 sheets, but anything other than that, and I'm really kind of maxing out the weight for this particular trailer. It's not an extremely heavy duty thing, and I don't do a lot of really large jobs, so it works out beautifully. And I'll show you what I've done here with this pack out system. I thought it was pretty creative, and I've never really shown it before, so I'll just go through it, try to get a good angle here. So I basically just roll it up to it, use a little leverage in the handle, and then I'll show you this. I've built this plywood kind of latch that's screwed into the back there, and it just kind of snaps in there like that. So I can still access the handle and raise the handle up and down, but I keep it down and I keep it locked. That way you can see it won't come out because it hits that handle, so works out pretty great. And then I stick my drill box up underneath here. That fits perfectly there. That just happened to work out perfectly. I didn't plan it like that. You can tell by my screw and my little twist tie that this is a afterthought, but it functions. It is kind of a pain because anytime I want to access this, I have to pull this drill out and then pull this off. But it works, and I rarely have to access plumbing. Like I said, nowadays I'm not doing a whole lot of plumbing anymore other than my own projects. And all of the basic things I need, like pipe tape and plumbing dope and things like that, I just keep up in my rack up there, which is super unorganized. So I've got my little 4-foot table here. It's great for small little projects. It's just kind of hooked in there by a bungee cord. I can pull that out and unfold it, and it gives me a great space to work in. I've got my trashy extension cord set up and my air hoses. Got a spot for my flooring box straight edges, my A-square, my levels and trim parts and whatnot that I might need. I'm probably going to end up redoing this eventually just because it looks trashy and it's not very efficient. You can see I kind of have to tie these up and rig them up. I've got a bunch of pliers of all types. All my trowels for tile work there. And I've got some shower floor like mag floats and margin trowels and grout floats and things like that. I made a little cradle for my fold out horse sawhorses, which is nice. Keeps them nice and tight and out of the way. So that's pretty good. Got a spot for caulk, some various hand tools. One thing I recommend if you're doing a lot of 1/2-inch hardy backer is some 5/8 cement backer board shears. This thing cuts through backer board like a hot knife through butter. It's super nice. A little on the pricey side though. I think it was, I want to say it was like $250, almost $300 with tax, but it totally cuts down on the dust that you make and reduces your installation time and definitely pays for themselves quickly. Got a hand-me-down router here that still works. I use that because it functions just fine. When it craps out on me, I'll buy a new one. Orbital sander, sawzall, jigsaw, my 4-inch grinder, which probably gets more usage than any other tool in this place, except for my my multi-tool here. Got some blades, polishing pads that I haven't ever used because I don't have a polishing grinder. I just have a basic grinder like what you'd buy at Lowe's or Home Depot. These are more for grinders that have a water attachment to it for polishing granite or other stone tiles, which I don't do a whole lot of natural stone anymore. That was something I used to do 10, 12 years ago when I first got into tile with my brother and his friend. But nowadays, most people want to go with porcelain, so not really needed. I have my crown stapler, which does just about everything I need as far as that goes, whenever I need crown staples. And then I have my regular 18 gauge brad nailer, and then a great little pneumatic stapler for regular staples, which really comes in handy. So that's about it there. I have some more storage for screws and things like that. I have like a drill bit box. I have a trim box that has brad nails. I have an electrical box that has electrical fixtures and stuff. I actually lost one of them out the side door because I was an idiot and didn't lock my side door when I was going to work. And it fell out and somebody picked it up. So serves me right. I probably should have been paying more attention, but I end up doing a lot of work and sometimes I forget to take care of things and square them away. So anyways, this is miscellaneous stuff. I have different types of plumbing glue up there. Some vinegar and water when I need to clean, some goof off, sponges, extra respirator filters, trash bags, rubber gloves. And then this kind of has a lot of like electrical screws, and there's glue, like Loctite, gloves, putty. I always try to keep some extra wax rings there. And I have a space for all my squares. It's not very tidy, but it works. And then a space for all my sawzall blades and some scraper blades, drill bits. Furniture dolly comes in handy. Some more caulk. That was the original caulk bin that I made down there, but it quickly ran out of space. And got a space for saw blades, utility blades, my mini cutoff saw, my 21-degree framing nailer, a little DeWalt vacuum that rarely gets used, and a random tree cutter that I think I found when we were clearing out a house. And I don't know what that's doing there, but my electric table saw, love this thing. It's just kind of hanging there on some brackets. up out of the way, which I like, so I don't have to kick it over when I'm getting in and out of the trailer. This little saw right here is battery powered. I use it primarily to cut Schluter or metal tile trim, and I have an aluminum blade there that works really well, although it's getting kind of dull. The downside of it is you really have to make sure that if you're going to be cutting a lot of Schluter, you have to make sure that the battery is charged as much as it can be, because what happens is once it starts dying, it won't get enough power to go through the aluminum, and it'll catch and it'll be disastrous. It usually catches the aluminum and hits it really hard and either bends it or breaks it or hurts your hand or something. So I usually, when I'm cutting the Schluter, I'll get like a small square piece of scrap wood, and I'll sit it down in it, and it'll act as kind of a bolster for cutting. That way it doesn't mess up the L on it. It kind of sits right in the L and keeps it strong, so helps out quite a bit. And then my little toolbox of hole saw bits. The reason why I have this is because growing up, my dad always had a old school lunchbox, metal lunchbox similar to this, and all of his drill bits were in there. And I don't know, it's kind of one of those things where it reminds me of him, and you know, I look back on those days and I get kind of nostalgic over it, and so I really appreciate having something similar to that, because it reminds me of my roots and how I was taught, and it just kind of, it's a nostalgia thing. I probably should put it in something that's like plastic and doesn't dull the teeth, but I'm not too concerned about it. I tend to try and take care of my stuff pretty well. So yeah, that's about it, guys. This is a 6x10 trailer, and this is how I basically run a one-man construction company out of it. So yeah, thanks for watching. My name's Zach Galenzi. If you like my channel, then go ahead and subscribe and leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this, and leave me some tips if you have anything, different insight on what I could do differently, and maybe I'll try and incorporate it. So it's summertime, enjoy the sun, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.